All right, the Jetson Ryder Pro. So it's all assembled. Assembly was pretty easy. It pretty much comes pre-assembled. You just need to lift the handlebars up, adjust the brakes. Mine came and they were straight down, which makes no sense. So I adjusted the brakes. Let's turn it off. And then you have to install the seat and you have to install the basket. So that was pretty easy. Overall, I think the scooter looks very cool, very masculine. I love the gray and the black look. The rotors look very, very cool. Take a look there. Interesting thing with these rotors though, and the brakes, riding it just to this little spot here, I will say that it seems that they need to be bedded in like a car because there's a lot of wobble, which could be unnerving. But let's get into some specs. So this comes equipped with a 350 watt motor, which is decent, not the best, not the worst. It gets 10 miles of range, the company said. That is paltry. So this is truly for just like going around the neighborhood or going to a store that's like very nearby, like across the street, because you got to factor in it's 5 miles there and 5 miles back, and even then I wouldn't chance that. As you can see, the tires are pretty tall, not very wide, but pretty tall at 12 inches. And overall speed on the Jetson Ryder Pro is 20 miles per hour, up to 20 miles per hour. Now, as far as folding features, it's not that much going on for it. Well, you can pull this, which, there you go. I probably shouldn't have slammed. You probably want to use two hands, but there you go. That's folded. So that's not going to be all that compact, but it does do something. The overall build quality is good. This whole part here is very, very, very rough. And it's to keep your feet well planted. I mean, it's so rough that if you rub your hand across this too fast, it'll hurt you. It'll hurt you good. The charge port is here on top of the footboard, which I don't think is smart, because if it's raining, anything, you know, that I think that would easily get damaged or, you know, have some water intrusion there. So I don't think that was good placement. I like it on the side, preferably, or even up top. I know the Go Track, some of those charge up here, which I think is even better on the bottom. Looking at some features, it has a little bell. This is your horn. I don't like that either. And as far as hiding wires, it does a great job at going inside the tube here. That was well thought out. As for the headlight, it does come equipped with one. Let's turn it on. Turn it on is quite easy. You just push the button. Hold this button down for like 6 seconds, and there we are. It's on. It's kind of bright. I mean, it's not a wide beam at all. But one thing I don't like is when when you turn the handlebars, it turns. I think it would have been better mounted here, so it won't turn with the handlebars. I prefer just having a solid light that's stationary with a wide spread instead of having a narrow one that kind of points with the handlebars. I had that experience with the Go Tracks and I did not like it one bit. The seat is adjustable. You just unlatch this thing here and then pull it up and adjust it to your liking. And the last thing, the throttle. So in order to get this bad boy moving, let's make sure it's off. Push that button one time. This is more like a motorcycle where the throttle is spring-loaded in the handle. So you just pull it back and there's your throttle. So you want to be careful of that and not grip on this too much because you'll take off flying. It does have decent torque like every other scooter. And that's pretty much it. So with that said, let's go ahead and go for a ride. All right, so we turn this up. Had to film this a second time because something happened with the footage, which I'll show you at the end of this. If you want to see it, it's actually quite cool, but not cool if you want to actually hear something. So we're going to come down here, and when I go down this hill, I already mentioned that it gets wobbly, so I'm going to take my time trying out some new motorcycle gloves too. So riding the brake down the hill, it's like a bad ABS. and it's jerky. I'm not really sure. The bike feels stable, so I'm not sure why it gets wobbly at high speeds going downhill, if you can even still hear me from all this wind. All right, so we'll go over this grate, see how that feels. It made noise, but it was actually quite smooth. All right, so let's go up this first hill. I'm gonna just punch it to try to give it a nice little advance. Nice chance at making it. And slowing down, that's not me applying the brake, that's just what it's doing. All right, just barely made it. All right, so let's go ahead, come up here, make a U-turn. We'll go to another. We'll go to another hill. On this one, again, it's like a toy. You gotta go slow going down these hills. See, that was too fast. I think that was maybe because I reached the 20 miles per hour max. Now, obviously, you think the 20 miles per hour is what the motor could do, but I think it's just what the bike can handle. So yesterday, I wasn't able to make it up this hill. At the very end, I had to assist it. And it looks like, yeah, it's making it to pretty much the same point. No, it's still going, you guys. Oh, we made it. It made it. It made it today. It made it though, just barely. I have the throttle wide open right now. I'm letting it go. All right, I'm picking up speed now. Next up, we're gonna try this really steep hill. I'm gonna come back around and do a U-turn. Ooh, brakes are super sharp and jerky, and the back just locked up on me. All right, I'm gonna punch it, give us a fair shot here. Yesterday we made it to the end of the red line. Where are we making it today? Pretty much the same. Okay, yeah, that was that was that. All right. Whoa. Woo, dangerous. You gotta really control the brakes. They can bite, and the back tire likes to lock up. Oh, there we go again. There we go. Okay. Woo. Now, while this is way more clanky, man, it's so much faster. It's clanky, it's also smoother. Now with gloves on, it's a little harder to accelerate. I mean, well, hold on. But it handles higher speeds just fine. I don't have to slow down at all. Brakes are way smoother, not as sharp though, but I kind of like that. Now let's hit this grate going at a moderate speed. Nah, they're about equally as comfortable. I would say the taller tires make a difference, but the seat on this one is better. So. Did anybody else see him like not paying attention? Now I almost think it's unfair to give this a running start. So we'll start here. Okay, no, plenty of speed. I need to actually hit the brake. Well, not the brake, but I had to slow down. Let's do the same course. Let's turn around. Go back around. Now the Jetson would make it up this, and this is good because we have a car coming. We have to slow down, so I couldn't get a running start. He's all in my business, and we made this perfectly fine. Wasn't a big deal. I'm trying to see what this dude's gonna do. All right. Now, the other thing about this I keep forgetting is I have signals and stuff. I have a blinker, all that, a horn. All right. Now let's. Ugh. Well, that actually wasn't so bad because of the suspension in the seat. Now let's make a U-turn and see if we can make it up that hill. My brakes are squeaking a bit. Now for this, for sure we gotta do turbo mode. Oh, I made it past the other part, but it is. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, shoot. It made it. Oh God, I love this thing. The only scooter to put a smile on my face. Boy, oh boy. Golly. All right. Practice putting on our signals. That's another thing, has brake lights, you know. There's a bee on my head right now. Lord Jesus. Ah. All right. Smooth brakes. Not as sharp, no, but definitely smooth. And enough to still stop you on a steep hill like this at speed. So there we are. I want to keep going on this. That other one feels dangerous. All right. Wonderful. And the battery's still good. A couple things I want to note is like lighting. There are no blinkers, there are no brake lights, anything like that. And it does not even have a rear reflector, so riding this at night would be a little dangerous. All right, so while the Jetson looks really cool, it's scary to ride. I don't know if it needs a wheel alignment or what's happening, or if the rotors are warped. But there's a lot of wobble when you go down hills too fast. Lots of wobble, scary wobble. I know that their tires are inflated properly. I did that. Let's see if there's a leak. Just double check. Nope. Nope. So that would matter. Anything being loose would make it wobble, but everything is nice and tight. So it does wobble going at high speeds. Another thing, the brakes, while they're really sharp, they bite hard. It's I don't know, it's like they need to be bedded in or something, because they, as you can refer to the video, they like ABS, like very slow anti-lock brakes. I don't like that. Very unnerving. And it just doesn't have enough power to get up hills. You have to assist it with your feet. The bell, you know, it's really around the neighborhood scooter. I would actually deem this a toy more than like something you can actually commute with. And that's pretty much it. So with that said, let's go ahead and give it an eco score. All right, so if you're not yet turned off by the Jetson Ryder Pro, you can buy this from Walmart for $455.21. As you can see here, that's how it folds up, you know. So I'll leave a link to this in the description. But let's go ahead and get on with the rating of this thing. All right, so rating the Jetson Ryder Pro. First off, let's talk about the price. This thing is wildly overpriced in my opinion. For less than $100 more, you can get the Nrid M4 Pro S Plus 2024 new version, the longest name ever. You can get one of those for less than $100, and that's an actual scooter with speed, blinkers, stoplights, reflectors, lights, horn, all of that good stuff, and this gets a 1. As far as weight goes, it's not too heavy and it's not too light. For the performance, and this being a toy is what I would consider it. It gets a 3. Build quality is pretty good. However, something is going on with it that creates that wobble, and so it gets a 4. As far as its distance goes, how far it can travel, it's abysmal according to them. I didn't run the battery out because I just don't want to ride that thing that far because I'm concerned about falling, and it gets a 2. Weight capacity for a toy, it holds 265 pounds, and I think that's pretty good for a toy, and it gets a 4. As far as hill power goes, well, you saw it, it gets a 2. It's not terrible, again, for a toy, which is, again, what I consider this, and it gets a 2. As far as features, there aren't any. It has a basket, it has a seat, the handlebars can fold down, that's pretty much it, and it gets a 2. Top speed, it's average. To me, it's average with like the Go Tracks and stuff. It's enough to get around, especially on flat ground and slight hills. And, it's not, like I said, it's not terrible, and it gets a 3. Warranty, now this one might surprise you. I think the warranty is hilarious. So I almost gave it a 1 by default, but I'm glad I double checked and found the warranty. 180 days, 6 months warranty. So this will be probably one of the first times and only times I do this, but yeah, it gets a 0.5. I hate to rate it like that. I could either bump this one up, but it's not fair. I want to do it by years. 0.5. Who knew? To me, that tells me that they know this thing sucks. Again, looks great, but nah. And overall value, so I would have to factor performance with price, and I think you know where I'm going with this. It gets a 1 for a grand total of 22.5, way behind our first place, and it shows.